Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, I'm not going to just do one. I'm going to do two prospect breakdowns. We're going to do both offensive tackles for Utah. I was going to do them each individually, but I thought let's just group them all together, save me some time, just make one video. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. I got a lot of draft breakdowns coming. I'm working on my rankings right now, each individual position, and we'll do my top 100 probably a few days before the draft. And every Tuesday night, tonight, Lights Out Podcast, me and Mike, we do 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, and at the end of tonight's show, we're going to do a special mock draft. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do with each prospect breakdown this year. It's a little different. I'm going to do the pros about each prospect, the cons. I'm going to do a conclusion. I'm going to tell you where they are on the consensus board and where I think they should be higher, lower, just about right. And finally, I'm going to pick a couple teams that are really good fits for the particular prospect. So we'll start with Spencer Fano, the right tackle for Utah. He is an outstanding athlete, no doubt about it. If you saw his combine, his movement skills, his toughness and effort, out of this world. He's really good at outside zone blocking, and his acceleration off the line is as good as anyone in this class. I think in the NFL, he has 4 position versatility. He could even possibly play center if needed be. The only one I wouldn't play him in is left tackle. Even though he played there a little bit in college, he just doesn't have the arm length to stay at left tackle, in my opinion. He is very reactive to pass rush moves. And you probably don't hear that a lot from other draft analysts, but he's just really good at processing what the edge rusher is doing and reacting to it, if that makes any sense. Now, that's a lot of good, but, we have to go over the bad as well. His play strength could be better, especially in the upper body. He has trouble anchoring against the bull rush. If you don't know what setting anchor is, it's basically putting both feet on the ground flat, bending your knees and just setting a strong anchor, stopping that bull rush, and he had some trouble with that in college. I mentioned his arms. It's shorter than ideal for a tackle. I think it's just over 32 inches. Typically, you want at least 33. But I'll say this. If you're a freak athlete like Spencer Fano is, having short arms might not be as detrimental as some other offensive tackles that are not as athletic. So he might be able to recover just using his athleticism and not his length in the NFL. So it shouldn't hurt him too much, in my opinion. He was better in 2024 than 2025. But more than likely, that's the scheme, because he might not fit every scheme. Utah ran the ball a ton. A lot of 6 offensive linemen, 2 or 3 tight ends. Maybe not the best fit for him. And then I got to mention this, and I'll mention it with Lomu as well. He struggled against Texas Tech and David Bailey. Then again, David Bailey is going to be a top 10 pick, maybe top 5. He's an absolute terror, but Fano really struggled in that game. Okay, conclusion. Once again, I don't think he's the best fit for Utah's scheme. If you are an NFL team that runs a lot of outside zones and pass more than you run, I think he could thrive. I think that kind of system is perfect for Spencer Fano, so he might not fit every scheme. His best position, in my opinion, in the NFL will be left guard. I know he'll probably be a right tackle. What you typically do when you draft an offensive lineman, you keep him at tackle as long as possible, then you move him to guard. Maybe a similar prospect to Matt Campbell, who went number 4 overall to the Patriots. Both of them, I think, could be Pro Bowl left guards and could be, good tackles, but not great. So I think that's his best position. But more than likely, you start him at right tackle. If he can stay there, if he plays like a Pro Bowler, great. He's a right tackle. If not, you can move him into left guard. On the consensus board, he is number 12 overall. I think that's about where he should be. I have not finalized my top 100 yet, but I think he's going to be in the 11 to 15 range. If a team sees him as a starting right tackle, he will go top 15. If teams see him as more of a guard, he could fall into late teens, maybe even the early 20s. But O-line typically gets overdrafted, so I don't see him falling in the 20s. The best fits for me, well, Miami Dolphins at pick 11. They need everything but center on the offensive line. Maybe Patrick Paul stays at left tackle, but Fano can play right tackle, right guard, or left guard. And the Rams at pick 13 really need a starting right tackle, and he'd fit Sean McVay's scheme. Okay, that's Spencer Fano. Let's talk about Caleb Lomu. So Fano was the right tackle. Caleb Lomu was the left tackle. He is very smooth and fluid in pass protection. He just looks like a pro left tackle on film because he's so fluid, if that makes any sense. I just really enjoy watching Caleb Lomu. He does a better job than most college tackles on counter moves from edge rushers. So if a defender, looks like they're going to rush outside and they cut back in, either a spin move or a swim move or some move like that, he's very good at blocking those. He has 33.5-inch arms, so good enough. Like I said, you typically want 33-inch arms. Really, 34 is ideal for left tackle, but 33.5, it should be good enough. He had a really good workout, but somehow it didn't help his stock at all, like some other tackles. Kind of slipped through the cracks on how good his workout was. Maybe because Spencer Fano, his teammate we just talked about, did even better, possibly. His jumps and runs especially were elite. Like most of them were 95 percentile or higher. So he is a premium athlete. And despite needing to get a lot stronger, especially in the upper body, just like his teammate Fano, he has very strong hands in pass protection. I saw that on film. And he just turned 21, so he's very young compared to the rest of the class. Okay, once again, there's some cons. Just like Spencer Fano, he really struggled against Texas Tech. That was the first game I really watched both the players. I was excited to watch them against those edge rushers, and both of them had their worst game of the year. Romello Height really gave him trouble. Now, Romello Height is a designated pass rusher only for Texas Tech. Maybe that's why he's only 74 on the consensus board. I'm going to have him higher. He's a terrific prospect. But that's the best speed rusher Lomu went against, and he really did struggle. But he was pretty solid after that. Didn't see another bad game the rest of the season. So here's the thing with Lomu. He has two big issues. The good news is they're fixable. And this is why I like Lomu better than most draft analysts. He has to improve his play strength, okay? If he plays right away and goes against some really good power rushers, he could be in trouble in his rookie season. This is why you probably heard the term second-year jump for offensive linemen, because after the rookie year, they go through a whole offseason conditioning program with the NFL team, and usually they get stronger. So this is definitely fixable. And the second thing is he just needs to improve his technique. In the run blocking, his pad level is inconsistent. And in pass protection, he opens up way too soon. That was a big problem in the Texas Tech game. Okay, conclusion. Once again, he's only a redshirt sophomore. I mentioned I'm higher on him than most because his issues are fixable. He should probably sit for a year. I don't want to see him go against someone like Jared Verse early in his career. Say the 49ers draft him and they either trade Trent Williams or maybe Williams gets hurt and you throw him out there left tackle against Jared Verse week one. Ooh, that could be bad. Jared Verse has a great bull rush. He will run through you and Lomu will likely struggle in that matchup. But if he can go to a team where he can sit for a year, improve his strength, improve his technique, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. And if he goes to a team that has a great offensive line teacher, I think this is so important. Some teams are just better at this than others at developing offensive line. Like the Eagles are very good at it. The Packers are really terrible at it. So if he goes to a team that's really good at developing offensive linemen, I think he will hit that ceiling. He could be a Pro Bowler. He played exclusively at left tackle in college, but I think he can move over the right side if needed. So if your team needs a right tackle, I could see him moving over that side as well. Okay, consensus board, he is number 23. That's probably about where he'll go. Probably in the 17 to 31 range. I know that's a pretty wide margin. I just don't know how much teams like him. I have him higher than 23 on my consensus board. He will be in my top 20. Typically, left tackles do get overdrafted, so I could see him going as high as maybe the Lions at 17, although that might move Penei Sewell to the left side, but he could still play right tackle. But I don't think that's necessarily the best fit. The Lions will probably need someone to play right away. So maybe someone like Carolina Panthers at 19, because they have Rasheed Walker on a one-year deal. He can sit behind him and take over next year. We mentioned the 49ers at number 27. Once again, Trent Williams is 37 years old. Similar situation, he could sit for a year or two. But maybe even the Cleveland Browns. They have DeJuan Jones to play left tackle next year. Yes, he's not very good, but he's at least serviceable. And even if Jones struggles and Lomu looks ready to go, they can plug him in some point during this season. So let me know in the comments. What do you think of Fano? What do you think of Lomu? Do you want your team to draft him? If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Once again, Lights Out Podcast every Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Link in the description. Share this with anyone who loves football. I cover all 32 teams on this channel and obviously big emphasis on the NFL draft. Check out these videos if you have not, and I'll see you in the next one.